Despite early aspirations of becoming an actor, Johnny Knoxville built his career on pain. From being shot out of a cannon to being hit with stun guns and charged by bulls, he became a legend by laughing in the face of danger and arguably performing some of the most dangerous stunts in the Jackass franchise. In fact, Knoxville didn't just perform dangerous stunts, he literally became addicted to it and chased the next biggest one each time. One of Knoxville's earliest documented stunts was when he tested a bulletproof vest by literally shooting himself with a pistol. It left him shaken but determined to keep pushing the boundaries.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
But behind the laughter is a brutal truth, which is that Johnny Knoxville has suffered some of the worst head injuries of any celebrity. And now that Knoxville is in his mid-50s, those injuries have left a lasting effect on his health and daily life. Knoxville's journey began in the late 1990s when he was testing self-defense equipment for Jeff Tremaine's skateboarding magazine, Big Brother. He had big aspirations to use his naturally good looks in an acting role, but his career didn't quite work out as planned. He achieved an epic amount of success via self-destruction when producer Jeff Tremaine put together the infamous Jackass franchise and took MTV by storm. The show was built on outrageously painful, disgusting, and downright reckless stunts. While most Jackass members walked away bruised and battered, Johnny took most of the hardest hits to his head, resulting in countless concussions and other serious brain injuries. Unfortunately, concussions are cumulative in nature, with multiple head impacts, including subconcussive blows, leading to a greater risk of long-term structural and functional deficits, slower recovery times, and a higher likelihood of more severe cognitive and physical symptoms in the long term. Throughout his career, Knoxville endured countless concussions. Here are a few of the most notable injuries. The 2002 release of Jackass the movie featured a stunt called Department Store Boxing. The skit involved Johnny Knoxville intentionally being knocked out by professional boxer Butterbean. The resulting injury gave Johnny Knoxville a concussion, and he suffered from vertigo for the following 6 weeks after the scene was filmed.
Butterbean.
In 2007, Knoxville was attempting to perform a motorcycle backflip stunt dedicated to Evel Knievel. After several failed attempts, the bike eventually landed on top of him, resulting in a torn urethra. The motorcycle fell from 40 feet above him, and the handlebars hit him directly in the crotch. The resulting injury required him to use a catheter for the following 3.5 years of his life. Although not a head injury per se, this is one of his most painful injuries. During the filming of Jackass Forever, Knoxville suffered a brain hemorrhage and many other injuries when he was hit by a bull. A stunt performed around the age of 50 years old that would change his life forever. Knoxville has also had several close calls throughout his career, with some nearly costing him his life. One of the craziest ones occurred during Jackass number 2 in a stunt called Big Red Rocket. The rocket that Johnny was riding on exploded just seconds before takeoff, sending shrapnel through the side of it just inches from his chest. Doctors have warned that Knoxville's brain has endured years of trauma comparable to a pro football player, but without the protective gear. In interviews, he's admitted that his memory isn't the same. He struggles with concentration, sometimes feels mentally foggy, and has admitted that the damage is permanent. Along with the countless head injuries, Knoxville has also suffered an orbital blowout fracture, a torn tendon, a torn urethra, a herniated disc, and many broken bones. Knoxville claims that he has had so many concussions he's lost track of the number, putting an estimate between 50 and 100 total. And of course, it's probably hard to remember exactly how many concussions you've had, for obvious reasons. Today, Knoxville still deals with the aftermath of those years of punishment. He's admitted to having trouble with memory loss and balance, and sometimes struggles to stay sharp during conversations. Johnny has admitted to becoming addicted to his stunt work, but now wanting to take a step back from it, especially because of his kids. Unlike the younger Jackass days, he now approaches stunts with caution. By the time Jackass Forever was released in 2022, Knoxville admitted he was pushing his limits, and after a particularly bad concussion from a bull stunt, doctors advised him to retire from dangerous performances forever.
That was the gnarliest concussion I've ever had.
The bull hit from Jackass Forever took Johnny 6 months to recover from. He suffered a traumatic brain injury with a concussion, brain hemorrhage, a broken wrist, and broken ribs. On an episode of the Hawk vs. Wolf podcast, Knoxville admitted that the concussion he suffered from Jackass Forever was the worst of his entire career and literally changed his life. For several months, he could no longer focus and failed many cognitive medical tests. He was told by doctors that he was scoring a 17 out of 100 in his cognitive focusing abilities. He also claims that he slipped into a deep depression and was unable to participate in editing the film due to his lack of focus and function. Thankfully, he seems to be doing much better now, but based on his own words regarding this stunt, it's likely the last one of his long and storied career. Nobody can predict the future of what's in store for the Jackass franchise, but Johnny Knoxville will always be remembered as the daredevil who entertained millions by risking everything, especially his own brain. Broken bones heal, but brains don't, and he will never fully recover from the lasting damage. His story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that repeated head trauma has lifelong consequences no matter how entertaining the cause is or how much money it made you. Despite it all, Knoxville says he doesn't regret his career, but the stunts that made him a star also changed his brain forever.
Johnny Knoxville is one gnarly dude.
Oh, I feel like my eyes have gonorrhea. Ugh. Ah!